Lo Pao Vang is struggling. His wife recently died, leaving him a single father raising 3 children. During the 1960s, Vang fought in the CIA's secret army against the North Vietnamese. Afterwards, like the nearly 100,000 Hmong refugees who fled Laos, he left his native country to escape persecution. But today, the children of Southeast Asian refugees are facing their own troubles. Since January, 4 Hmong teenagers have died in a series of more than 20 shootings in Sacramento.
This man's 9th grade son survived 3 gunshots to the head, but just barely.
One actually went through the skull and the brain, and he lost half of his brains.
Probably 80% of our violent shooting cases involve Hmong street gangs.
Detective Jim Kang specializes in Asian gangs.
It's really kind of a perverse and sick sense of the idea of respect. Respect to them is notoriety.
Lo Pao Vang's 15-year-old son Gerald never fully recovered from the shooting. Gerald denies ever being a gang member, but he had friends who were. He was with them when a rival shot him.
So why were you hanging out with guys who you knew were part of a gang?
It's like, it just happened.
What do you mean? Were there any other options?
There's, but at that time, it's like, you don't even think about it.
Hmong gangs began forming in the 80s after the U.S. government resettled Southeast Asian refugees in areas with cheap housing. 20,000 of them now live in the Sacramento area. Surrounded and taunted by African American and Latino gangs, Hmong youth also responded with violence.
As Hmong youth were going to school, they were getting called gook. Chinese, go back to your own country.
Nang Vang is an organizer in this community. He says Hmong teenagers didn't hesitate to fight back.
One of the things you do is you get together with a bunch of friends, and if that guy came and beat you up in the bathroom again, let's get him.
Today, the violence is never far away for the kids in this neighborhood whose identity we are protecting.
I see a lot of people that is in the game. It's like the people downstairs from my apartment, and those people over there.
How does it feel? Do you feel safe here? Or?
Only sometimes.
And by the time they reach high school, many say they are only 1 degree of separation away from the violence.
Got a cousin that got shot like just a couple weeks ago.
My cousin, he was about 14, 15, and then I guess one day him and his friends, they probably had a problem with a certain guy, and I guess one day he just decided to go shoot him up.
These kids are stuck in between the traditional culture and at the same time, the modern culture here in the United States.
Fong Cha is a teacher and the advisor of the 30-member Hmong club at the local high school.
These kids don't really have an idea what they needed, which side to pick, or how to fit in both worlds.
Those are things many of their parents can't teach them because they don't have the answers either.
If they could get things done in the old country, it would be discipline in public. If you hit your child, whether on the butt or also if it leaves mark, you're gonna get nailed for child abuse. And because of this, a lot of Hmong parents are hesitant to discipline their child.
Lo Pao Veng has tried verbal discipline, but it didn't work. And when he asked for help, the language barrier got in the way. For now, Vang's daughter is in school, but it may take another generation for this community to bridge the two cultures and fulfill their American dream without the violence.